Hey there y'all, it's Renee here. Today I'm going to show you a quick little video on how to make this cute gusseted gift bag. It's a real quick project, doesn't take long at all. It's a good project for beginners. Just to, sometimes it's good to just do things just to get you used to your sewing machine. And this is definitely one that you can do very easily. Doesn't take long at all from start to finish. It may take you maybe 15-20 minutes, 30-45 minutes tops, you know, for most of us. So let's get started. The things you need to make this gift bag are fabric, 2 pieces, 1 for each side obviously, and some kind of ribbon or something to make a drawstring. Now I've gone ahead and cut my piece, and this, I'm not going to give any measurements because it's basically, you're going to cut it to the size you need it to be. I used this little handy square that I bought at Walmart the other day. Anyway, I plan on getting a lot of different sizes of this because it really comes in handy. But what I did was just laid it on the fabric, and I just kind of marked off where I wanted it. And then these little, because it's clear, it's really easy to make the gussets, which I just laid it on the corner here and marked a 1-inch gusset because I don't want it to be too wide. So I marked the gussets, then I cut them out. Before I do any sewing or constructing of the bag, is that I want to press down just a little, maybe a 1/4 of an inch, 1/2 inch. I think that's about 1/2 inch. And press that down on each side of the bag. Now that's just going to make a neat little fold over when I actually do the fold for the drawstring. And once I have that pressed down, I'm going to take my piece and I want to mark down about 2 inches from the top of that fold. That's going to give me an indicator, and I'm going to mark one about 1/2 inch away from that, from the bottom of it. That's going to give me an idea of where my gusset's going to be. I'm going to skip sewing right there. I'm not going to sew on that. Make sure I got that right. Yep, that's going to be about where I want it. So I need to do that with both pieces. Now, what I need to do is sew the bag together. I'm going to put right sides facing together, and since it's kind of a long bag, I'm going to pin it a little bit so it doesn't shift out of place. And I'm just going to check to see that those marks that I made are in the same place on each side. Yeah, and they are, so I'm good to go with that. Okay. So we start at the top. I'm going to do a back stitch. I'm going to stop right at this top line that I marked. And I'm actually going to back stitch there a little bit too. And we're going to skip over to the second line. And then we're going to sew all the way down. Then I'm going to turn the bag over to the other side and do the same thing on this other side, and then I'm going to close up the gussets. And we've already gone over that, how to do that in a previous video. So I'm going to do this off camera, and then I'll come back and show you the next step. Okay, you can see I finished my gussets, and what I did was I also trimmed off some of the extra fabric. I had about a 1/2 inch seam allowance. I trimmed it down to about 1/4 of an inch. I'm just going to trim up some of the threads. Okay, now the next thing that I'm going to do is I want to fold this down and make a channel to feed the string through. We need to make sure that those marks that we made, the hole that we left, there's plenty of room there to feed it through the front. And if you marked it right, you should have a little opening there. I don't know if you can see that, but that's the hole that we're going to feed the thread through. So I'm folding this down about 1.5 inches, and I'm going to press it just so I'm sure that I've got it in the right place and that I sew it in the right place. And what I'm going to do is take some pins and just pin it. And this is a quick, easy, fun bag. If you want to make a handmade gift and you want something to put it in that looks pretty and, you know, homemade too. So you could line this bag if you wanted to. I'm sure I get questions about that. But I'm not doing that in this video because I just wanted to show real quick. I had somebody ask me about how to wrap, or, you know, what could they do to gift a homemade gift. So this is a good way to do it. Alright, so we're going to go over to the machine. And I'm going to remove the free arm. And I'm going to sew, starting right here at the bottom. We're just going to sew the bottom edge of this channel that we've created for the string that we're going to put in here. Our next step is to turn the bag right side out, and probably, depending on what you're going to put in here, you might want to make a base, and I've talked about that before. You can use cardboard or corrugated plastic. If you want this to be handmade and kind of save the earth type of thing, I wouldn't use corrugated plastic. Most people have old boxes or things lying around. You can use any cardboard box, cut a couple of pieces to make it thick, glue them together, and then glue some of the matching fabric around it and put it in the bottom, and it'll keep it firm. Okay, so our next step is to create 2 drawstrings. I'm not really taking any measurements here. With this, since this string you really can't pin it, you're going to tie it to the safety pin. Don't get all fumble fingers like I am right now. Don't want to really tie a knot because it would be hard to get out, but you want to tie it nice and tight once over. You find the hole and start feeding through, and you're going to go all the way through back to where you started. You're not going to go through that second hole on the other side of the bag. You're going to want to come out where you went in with this one. So it could be a little bit tricky because the fabric is folded in there, and but haha, ta-da, we found it. Okay. Now we got that side fed through, so, and I'm using some oddball looking stuff, y'all. I've got black thread and black ribbon, and I know this probably doesn't match, but anyway, next thing to do with that one piece is to, gosh, try to do things on camera and I get so frazzled, You want to make a knot. So that this stays together. Okay. Now, we're going to start from the other side doing the same thing. This tight ends to show. You can just do it the opposite way, you know, get that knot through there and hide it and use the loop. But I kind of like that look, so I'm going to leave that. Alright, so now we're going to start feeding through and come out. This other side where we started. Sorry, getting out of camera range here. Okay. In a knot as well. Okay, so there you have it. We've got our strings, and there's our cute little bag. And we'll just put got some newspaper here. We'll stuff it in there. And like I said, you know, the size of the bag just depends on the size of the gift you want to give. We'll just stuff ours a little bit and see what we get. This one actually be big enough for a wine bottle or something. You can see there's our little drawstring gift bag. You can see it on your cup. Oh, so close to the table this time. Okay, so that's it. Just a little quick tutorial. So if you have a handmade gift or any gift that you want to give and you want to personalize it, you can make this little drawstring bag really quick. It took me 15-20 minutes. That included cutting it out, sewing it together, and putting the strings in. But anyway, that is it. That's my little tutorial for tonight. And like I said before, thank you to all my new viewers. I appreciate your suggestions, questions, comments. Yeah, I'm going to say it. Rate, comment, subscribe. Alright guys and gals, that's it. Peace y'all. Bye-bye.